Hey, what is up guys? Guitar Rock here, welcome back to another Blue Archive video. Alright, first anniversary of Blue Archive is finally, I think it's here, it's coming soon, it's around November, right? So, if you guys haven't logged in yet, make sure you do so because there's plenty of free gifts in your inbox. Alright, if you guys are not aware, basically they give out like this particular one. You can see first anniversary broadcast gift 1, gift 2, gift 3. These are the materials that you can convert to any of the Abydos, Trinity, the books that you can power up your girls, right? And then you also get 1200 pyroxenes right here, enough for you to do a single multi-pull. Now, let's talk about what we have yesterday. I'm going to sum it up for you guys. Yesterday they did a live stream. It was a total of 3 hours long, which is crazy insane. A bunch of things was happening, but the two major takeaways that you guys need to know is I'm going to edit it in right here because I did a summary at the end of the stream. And the huge one that they announced is the banner, instead of 2 weeks, will become 1 week. So usually the banner lasts for 2 weeks. So for example, you get Miyako, her banner will be there for 2 weeks. Instead, now it's every week change. Every week new characters. But they are increasing the rates. The chance to get the highest rarity is no longer 2.5%, it's now 3%. So yeah, those are the two things you guys have to be aware of moving forward. Now, in today's video, let's look at the roadmap. I know I haven't posted a Blue Archive video in a while. I'm still playing the game. Like, people seem to think that I've quit, but it's just I got busy with a lot of other stuff, you know? Now, let's jump into it. Alright, so we're gonna be referencing this particular official website. I will have a link in the description below if you guys want to take part in some of the events. So you can see 365 days at Kivotos. So you can also do this Arona's first anniversary STEM tasks, which will require you to log in. I believe this will give you some pyroxenes as well. Apparently you're gonna get about 600 in total if I'm not mistaken, right? So make sure you guys do that. I did try to log in earlier. You cannot do all the tasks yet. Some of it will be unlocked in November. So today, let's focus on this particular section, the roadmap. So I will leave the rest up to you guys to browse through. We have the first anniversary memories, you know, the pictures, etc, and also we also have the guest book. Alright, you can also participate in that. But I want to focus a little bit about the roadmap. Like I mentioned earlier, banners are moving extremely fast. So I think videos like this can at least help you guys, give you guys an idea of which character is going to be beneficial to you or your account as a whole. We're going to first have these two girls right here, Miyako and Saki. Alongside with that, you can see plenty of cool things, new furniture, expert permit, joint firing drill, the defense section, and mission number 18. That's, I believe, the story chapter. Now let's talk about Miyako and Saki. Are they worth pulling? They're not bad. Like, they are not bad. It's just that I want to break it down for you guys. What characters would be the best for you to pull, but it's going to be difficult because it depends on your account. So let's talk about Miyako. Miyako, this girl right here, she's part of the Special Academy, alright, Rabbit Platoon. Now as you can see, she's a striker, frontline, she's a tank, so she's going to be there tanking for you. So penetration and heavy type. So basically armor and attack is going to be yellow type. Now let's jump into her skills. What does she have with her skill? Cost of 3, and her ability is there doing damage to one enemy and inflict stun on them for 5.5 seconds. This is all cool, alright. I think it's going to be annoying in PvP, alright, to be able to stun, but in PvE, do you really need the stun? Probably not. 5.5 seconds can be a long time, can help you a little bit, but if you are struggling with survivability, you're better off with a little bit of healing, right? So the normal skill, you can see, scatters 5 fragments from a small claymore that each deals 160% of attack. S damage every 40 seconds. Very cool, it does a little bit of extra damage. Passive skill, increase her max HP, remember that she's a tank, by 26.6%. And the sub skill, decreases incoming damage by 36.1% when she uses her EX skill at 16 seconds. Now, I don't think she's bad. I would say she's pretty decent, but I don't think she's like a must pull. You know, she's going to be really strong in the HOD rate, right? For the insane difficulty, she's going to be one of the core characters, alongside with Saki. Alright, Sora Saki. So this is the character right here. She's also from the Rabbit Platoon. Now, this girl, she's special and she will stay at the back. She's competing with Hibiki, Ako, etc. Now, what is she all about? EX cost of 4. She will deal 666% of attack as damage in a round shaped area, inflict stun. Again, you can see both of them have stuns, 5.1 seconds. Normal deals 343% of attack as damage and 56% additional damage to do additional burn to the enemies. So she does actually a lot of damage. If you want to go for damage, this girl is the one to go to. The other one is more for tanking. and passive skill increase her own attack, and the sub skill is going to increase allies attack by 17.3%, which is a pretty big deal. Alright, so I do think she's going to be better in terms of these two if you're looking for meta, but I think they are both equally strong. Now that's going to be for the November 1st update. November 2nd update, now we gotta talk about this girl, right? The trash can girl, Miu. I'm sure you guys have seen her L2D. Alright, she has very interesting concept. She's a girl that hides in the trash can. Really love her entire concept overall. I feel like pulling for her just for that, but sadly she's not meta. Alright, she's not really that strong. If you pull for her, just keep in mind that, you know, you might not be able to use her much. Okay, so she's a striker type, stays in the front. So yellow type penetration for the attack, but the armor is light. So overall, she inflicts weakness to one enemy. So basically, it's like a status ailment, debuff them. And during this weakness, deals 30% of Miu's attack as additional damage when attacking an enemy inflicted with this weakness, right? Sadly, the damage cannot land in critical. You cannot crit during this, and the effect ends after 120 hits. So depending on who you bring, if you bring a lot of machine gun characters, those are going to hit faster. 120 hits is going to, like, you know, finish faster. So her normal skill deals 283% of attack as damage to one enemy every 5 normal attacks. So she's gonna have an enhanced attack every 5 normal attacks. Not bad. Passive skill increase her own crit damage, and the last sub skill increase crit damage upon reloading. She doesn't have much use as far as I can tell. At least for the other two, they are kind of good in HOD. But for Miu right here, I think she's pretty cute. I do like her personality the most. But yeah, like I mentioned, meta-wise, not being used much. This is for the both in the first November update. I believe next week we're gonna have Miyako and Saki, and then after that we're gonna have Miu in the following week, and then we're gonna follow up with the summer rerun. Now, if you guys haven't seen my summer video for this one, I would highly recommend you guys check it out. I'm not going to go through all of them again, but in case you guys are wondering who's the best one to get from here, I would say Summer Azusa. Summer Azusa is really good. Let me just quickly glance through and show you guys. Summer Azusa, if I'm not mistaken, is still, until today, one of the highest single target damage dealing mystic character, like blue type, right? So she does 847 of attack as damage to one enemy, and then she deals 650% of attack as chill damage over time, over 20 seconds. So that's like a DOT that, you know, scatters throughout. So I do think that she's going to be really strong. If you don't have her yet, highly recommend you guys to try to get her. Now, as for Summer Hifumi, she's going to be available in the standard banner in case you guys are wondering. So she is available in the standard, so I don't recommend pulling for her. Summer Azusa is much more limited. It's only available during that summer period, right? The summer rerun period. So we'll highly recommend getting Summer Azusa. If you're more into PvP though, then Swimsuit Mashiro is going to be also something that you can consider, right? But I do still recommend Swimsuit Azusa over Swimsuit Mashiro because she's definitely much more strictly PvP, but she can one-shot Tsubaki, alright, which is something that's invaluable. Now again, I'll leave that link in the description below, or you guys can, you know, click it on the top right here. Now let's move on to the December 1st update. Now this time you can see we got 4 characters right here. We got Iroha, Kaede, Tsukuyo, Michiru. Now obviously Michiru is a 1-star, so I'm not going to go too detailed into her. So we're going to focus on the other 3. So let's talk about Iroha. Iroha is something that I think a lot of players have been talking about, and she's going to be probably one of the best out of this bunch as well. So she's a special, she stays at the back. What makes her unique? She's a mystic type, heavy in terms of her defense. Now, she is similar to Swimsuit Hifumi, I believe. She summons a tank. So this tank is called Tora Maru. So granting 38.5% of Iroha's attack, activates main gun fire every 15 seconds, dealing additional damage to one enemy. So in addition, the shell will separate, deal the same damage to 2 nearby enemies up to 2 times. This is insane, right? So the ability to hit somebody and then the shell just disperse and hit more enemies is kind of cool. AoE in a way that, you know, we have never seen before. It's not like a circular area, it's not like a cone-shaped area, it's like a AoE that just disperse. So cost reduced to 6 if you can upgrade this skill all the way to level 5. Very cool. Her normal skill, she fires 4 shots, deals 83.3% to 4 enemies in the round-shaped area centered around the target. Passive skill, she increases her own attack. Sub skill, increase allies attack by 17.3%. So Iroha, as far as I know, probably she's going to be one of the better ones out of all of these characters. If you are looking to just pull one character, you want to spot one particular PT, one particular character, Iroha is probably going to be the way to go. Now, speaking of which, next we have Kaede. So let's talk about Kaede right here. She is a special, she goes to the back. What is her concept, right? Notice she is from the Hyakiyako. So Hyakiyako, I think there's not many students from there. So I don't know, I usually like to build Hyakiyako students because they are definitely more rare. So you can see her concept is very unique, very interesting. She doesn't do damage. She's there to keep everybody alive. So EX cost of 4, so she's just there to, you know, cast 275% of heal as barrier to all allies within the round shape area. So she doesn't heal, she just, you know, give you barrier. So the normal skill increase defense for one ally with the highest defense every 40 seconds. So if you use her, like, you gotta have a tank, you know, and then you have a passive skill where you just straight up increase her own healing by 26.6%, and the last one is increase everybody's max HP by 17.3%. So very unique concept, but I don't think she's that much more sought after because she's very defensive centric. Next we have Tsukuyo. Tsukuyo here is going to be, I actually like it. Her concept is very interesting. So let's have a look. Striker, 3 cost. Okay, so she's a mystic type for her offense, a red light type for defense. So the concept is each time you are attacked, she recovers 11.2% of heal up to 100 times. In addition, decrease attack by 20.2%. I'm not sure I like her concept. This decrease attack, I thought it's decrease enemy's attack, but it's decrease her own attack. So it's like, at 3 costs, she's basically, she just heals, she takes damage, and it decreases her own attack. Normal skill, every 7 normal attacks. However, she will deal big massive damage to one enemy. Now, if the enemy is medium size, decrease their defense by 51.6%. Now, this is like a bit, it's high. The 51.6% defense decrease is a lot, but it only works on medium sized enemies, which is kind of unfortunate. So that means it's not going to be useful for bosses. If you're pulling for raids, you know, you're not going to get much out of her, you know. Passive skill, let's have a look. Increase her max HP by 26.6%, and the sub skill recovers 185% of heal when she's under CC. Alright, so overall, nothing impressive, nothing special. Let's talk about the December update too. Alright, so now moving on, you can see we have Misaki, we have Hiyori. So let's talk about Misaki and what is her concept. Now these two apparently, based on what I've been hearing, very strong characters, very solid characters. If you are pulling, these two are going to be kind of good as well. They are strong in the Hieronymus raid, if you're trying to do insane raids, again, like not many people are trying to strive towards. So let's have a look, what is Misaki all about. She's a striker, she stays in front, she's an explosion, a fire, but she's a special in terms of the defense. Now you can see very complicated EX skill, cost of 5. Now she's going to deal 14.3% of attack to enemies within 7 round shape area every 4 seconds. If this EX skill is used again while the previous EX skill is active, the previous effect will disappear. So this will be over a long course of period. And then her normal skill, increase her own attack by 37.1%. Passive skill is kind of cool, increase her attack by 26.6%. And the sub skill, I like this one a lot because it's going to increase the damage when depending on the debuff. Alright, the more debuff, the more damage you deal. Alright, up to 5 times. So you can see the number of debuff, the number of damage increase goes up to 10.3%. If you can stack debuff up to 5 times, which is like easily doable if you're trying to stack a bunch of defense, decrease, etc. So Misaki, from what I gather, solid unit overall. So now let's talk about Hiyori. Hiyori right here is, you know, from this Arias branch school. They are both from Arias branch school, which is a new school, nothing to do with Trinity or Gehenna. Gotta read through the story. So she is explosion in terms of the red type. Defense type is also light, red type as well. Now I think she has pretty cool skill overall. Fires a bullet, deals 331% of attack as damage to the first enemy in the straight line. Now you can see she decreased defense by a lot, 30.1% when there are 2 or less area students in the unit. But if there are 3 or more area students, it will decrease defense by 51.6%, which is a lot. Alright, and that will last for 30 seconds. Normal skill deals 409% of attack as damage to one enemy every 40 seconds. And then the passive skill increase her crit damage, and the last sub skill increase allies attack. So she's a special that stays at the back. So therefore, you know, I think this is going to be she's going to be a good support. Now, that's pretty much up to the December update 2. Now let's give you guys a quick breakdown on who you want to pull, who you should pull, etc out of this entire list. If you don't have Swimsuit Azusa, again, highly recommend, that's the priority. Number 1, get Swimsuit Azusa. She's going to help you in a lot of blue centric raids. Definitely Azusa, highly recommended if you don't have her yet. Now if you already have her, who's the best for you to pull? I've been hearing a lot of good things about Iroha. I think she's going to be pretty solid moving forward. Iroha is good in PvP and she's also good in some raids as well. Like for Perorotzilla, insane difficulty, if you're trying to attempt that, Iroha is going to be pretty solid moving forward. Now that's going to be the second priority for me. Based on what I see, she's going to be the better one to pull if you already have Swimsuit Azusa. Now let's say if you already have Swimsuit Azusa, you already have Iroha, and the third one you want to pull, now you can decide either Misaki Hiyori or you can decide between Miyako and Saki. So I feel like Hiyori is better between these two and Saki is better between the rabbit one. Alright, so it's either between Saki or Hiyori depending on what raid you struggle with, right? Saki is going to be good for HOD if that's the raid that you're struggling with. If not, you can consider getting a Hiyori for Hero Nimbus if you're struggling with that particular raid as well. So something that you guys have to keep in mind. Now also, I don't want you guys to just throw all in your pyroxenes. You also want to save some for the next swimsuit rerun. If you can, have a lookout for Summer Hoshino. She's going to be the best character moving forward. I think a lot of players have been saying that she's a must pull. So yeah, be on the lookout on that. That's the next best meta character, Summer Hoshino. That will be coming quite soon. I expect it to arrive maybe about February or March 2023 based on the schedule of 1 week per banner. So we'll see. I'll definitely make an updated video. So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys agree or disagree, hey, let me know in the comment section below. As always, hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a like. I will see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.